Oh, hello and welcome back to the Parlay Closet podcast, boys. Your boys Waz, Gibby, and me, Noah, are here. It is time for UFC 300. Boys, how excited are you?
Just excited.
Just excited.
Can't wait to see a few
no,
fights.
He said this is excited as he just left. That bastard waited. We told him, hey man, we're ready to go. And he just leaves. Oh, never mind. He can't have
I forgot my belt. No,
Never mind.
What was it? What did you think it was?
Dude, I thought you just left. I thought you were like, you know what?
No,
I'm
I'm
not
done.
that excited.
That's
Let me
what
just
it was.
go home.
That's what it was. And then I saw my belt. I was like, I forgot it.
All right.
Hopefully it'll be a good one.
I'm
I already bought the pay-per-view, so I need $10 from all of you. Gibby,
I
you're
already
not
got
coming,
bets
but
locked in.
you still gotta send me $10.
Yeah, guys, Gibby is going to a club rather than being there at UFC 300.
The man has a podcast and he doesn't even respect the UFC 300.
What
now.
an psychopath, right?
Hell yeah, I am.
Hell yeah, brother.
Dude, I was watching sketch videos. He went golfing today. It was...
Bro, I think you want to be him. I think he's your idol now.
No, every time I look at Gibby, I'm like, I got my own personal sketch. Gibby's just in his own world. But anyways,
That's true.
To start off, we always talk about our great weeks. Time to talk about not so great weeks with that transparency. So in March, unfortunately, if you followed my picks, we lost 3.51 units.
Oh.
And so far in April, we are down 2 units. Again, not tragic since we are still on the year over 17.8. So we're still up, but they can't all be winners. So the last 2 weeks, I think I lost 2 weeks ago was 8.9, and then last week 2.05. Could be a lot better. One of our co-parts on Twitter, from what I saw, lost 30,000 and 34,000 back-to-back weeks. So it could be worse. We're not in that boat.
Could be worse. Could be better.
But I think everybody struggled the last 2 weeks. So not many people talk about the losses. So, but we do here. So we lost on our goddamn lock of the night. My goddamn lock of the night. At a minus 390, she closed. Got caught with a crazy kick.
The thing that's hard is it's just like a lot of these fighters are not high level. So like you think you know how they should perform, but at the end of the day, you just don't, unfortunately.
You know who I was surprised at one was what was it? Mariscal? Jose Mariscal?
Oh, Mariscal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A lot of people were questionable on that one.
Yeah.
I got lucky. That was my dog of the night.
Don't forget, awful judging is always a problem.
Oh, dude. What did you say about what was it? The Chris Curtis fight?
Oh, yeah. So, and this also has been proven when the scorecards came after. If he didn't get hurt and acted, well, I'm not saying acted hurt, but if he he
was on a stretcher, Noah.
Yeah.
He was not
went to the ground, yeah.
It was a bad sign in the judge's eyes, and all that was the sway round. Had he gotten that round by just acting more active, if he was able to, or he didn't get kind of hobbled or hurt, he would have won the fight because of that. And everyone was saying that. That's the whole reason he lost that fight. But yes.
Great. Yeah, so not a great week.
No.
But hopefully next week will be better. So we live, we learn, and we can start with our very first fight. And who would have thought a former champ is opening up this card?
Well, to be fair, I even though yes, this is an amazing first fight to open up the card, it should not be open up the card. I can name 3 other fights that should open the card before this, but
well, this is the one we got, Noah. Unlike last week when you decided to skip the first 2 fights, we're not doing that this week.
Nah, dude, let's skip this one. Nah, I'm kidding. This is a great fight.
Yeah, I think this is the obvious prediction that everyone is going to be yelling from the rooftop is Figueiredo by knockout.
Homie, we need to introduce who's fighting. Davidson Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt.
Dude, if people don't know by
now lock in.
No, I definitely think I like the money line on Figueiredo. Might be even my lock of the night. I don't know yet. I'm still looking at it. I like to go early. Last week I always go first fight of the night because at least I'm going to be up or I'm going to be really down. So I'll be happy or I'll be sad real fast. But I think we've definitely seen the patience approach from Figueiredo recently too, which could make this fight go to the scorecards, which is something that's obviously worrisome. And I definitely think this fight is closer than the line suggests, even with, both the guys, coming in. I believe they both... Did Figueiredo win his last fight?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Okay. So I definitely think if Figgy is smart, he'll utilize the calf kick like he did against Moreno in the third fight. God damn, I'm happy that's over. So this should definitely help slow that Garbrandt down, and I think Figgy will catch him easily here. I don't think Garbrandt's chin is all that good. I think we've talked about it in the past that Cody has got a
We
pretty weak
always
chin.
talk about his awful
So
chin.
I'm definitely leaning Figgy by KO, but definitely don't put that in the parlay. If you're gonna parlay it, parlay him money line at that minus 300. I think I saw him last, but again, the lines are moving so quick. So I think currently he is sitting at a minus 320. So he's already moving up. So grab him while you can.
I don't like a lot of parlay pieces, but I do like a lot of straights on this card. My main thing with Figueiredo is I doubted him in his move up to 135, but he really impressed me. He really handled Rob Font, someone who absolutely decimated Cody Garbrandt. And Cody Garbrandt, even though he's won his last 2 fights, he didn't look good in the Jones fight. I mean, he won it clearly, but like that was not prime Garbrandt. And then he knocked out Kelleher, who isn't really much. Meanwhile, Figueiredo looked great against a tough guy like Rob Font. I like Figueiredo a lot in this spot, but I do think Cody Garbrandt's more patient approach will save him from the power of Figueiredo, but make no mistake, Figueiredo could take him out with one shot. If he got knocked out by Kai France, a bigger, stronger Figueiredo can absolutely knock out Cody Garbrandt. Like Waz was saying, though, don't like the odds. Maybe Figueiredo by... If you could do a double chance of knockout or decision, yeah, but otherwise, I'm not a fan of the odds. What do you think, Gibby?
Yeah, you guys already said it, so I'm just gonna go with my pick. I'm going Figueiredo KO round 3.
KO round 3.
I got KO round 2.
I'm going decision for Figgy. All right, we on to the next one.
Jim Miller versus Bobby Green.
I love this spot for Jim Miller. Are we going to forget Bobby Green? And he has been knocked out 3 times in the last 2 years. The last one being 4 months ago against Jalen Turner, and that's one of the worst stoppages of all time. He was basically beating a dead corpse. It was violent. It was brutal. And he's old. Yes, Jim Miller's a far older guy, but Bobby Green's not a young buck either. You don't come back from that easily. And even discarding that, Jim Miller has crushing leg kicks. Bobby Green's whole thing is his movement. What happens when you just take away his legs and he doesn't have the excellent movement? Jim Miller could finish it. Jim Miller of his last 5 fights, has finished 5 out, his last 6 fights has finished 5 out of 6 of them. He's still finishing guys. I think Green's gonna get served bad in this fight. I really, really do think he's gonna get served really bad in this fight.
Yeah, I think Green should be able to control this fight and definitely touch up Miller, but you have to wonder about the durability of Green. Like Noah said, he was put out badly in December and now returns 4 months later. This is a quick turnaround, and after this big of a knockout, there's question marks. Maybe Miller may be able to crash that pocket and find enough chin of Bobby. However, I'm not banking on it. I think Green has a good enough takedown defense to keep this fight standing, and I think Green is definitely going to be able to outbox Miller if it comes to the feet. Whenever they engage, that's going to be, clashing of the pocket. So could Miller catch him? Probably. If Miller does win this fight, it's got to be by finish. I don't think he'll make a decision, but I think we'll get to see Green get back his decision-winning ways as well. Miller is tough to put away, so give me Green via decision.
Wow, you went Green with decision.
Yeah, well, I was completely agreeing with you. I just don't trust the stamina for Jim Miller, and he can't.
Well, when's the last time he gassed out?
That's true. Yeah.
The Sox lost Noah.
I saw. Yeah.
I know. Unfortunate.
But yeah, he's not gonna last 15 minutes. He doesn't have the cardio for 15 minutes, man. I think Green has better.
When has he had the cardio issues?
I mean, that's what I think. He just slows down at 3rd round. So.
I've seen no cardio issues from Miller, to be honest with you.
All right, give you what your pick.
Green decision.
Cool. So Noah's on an island all by himself.
Miller KO round 2. I already have money on it.
I would definitely say if you're gonna hedge this and go the Miller route inside the distance, I would definitely say is the way to go on that.
I think that's an easy spot for Miller, but all right, at dog money too. I love it. But no, I don't love
Jessica and Raj.
Don't love this fight. Jessica Andrade take on Marina Rodriguez. I've said a lot
You
about
hate
Jessica
Andrade.
Andrade. I don't hate her, but
Seems
I'm
like you do.
just
You just
that
don't like her.
that 3-fight finish streak told me everything I need to know from her. She got knocked out by Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan's not knocking about anybody. And she just seems like the kind of fighter who now just shows up for a check. I don't think she's gonna have a career resurgence coming off a win over Mackenzie Dern, who does not know how to strike, apparently.
I told you that.
Yeah, you did. I
I
did
was
not
all
believe
over
you.
Jessica Andrade. That was my dog of the night.
Yeah, you were.
I was a good dog of the night.
But yeah, I think this is a close fight that could definitely go a number of ways. Rodriguez could do a good enough job of keeping Andrade at a distance and chop her, chop away at her. But I think Andrade could definitely crash the pocket, knock her out. But the outcome I expect happening, although I'm not confident enough to bet it yet, is definitely Andrade using her powerful takedown game to keep Rodriguez on her back. I definitely think it'll end up on the ground, and Andre's submission isn't out of the realm of possibility either. But I think it's far-fetched. So Rodriguez could struggle dealing with the constant bull rush of Andrade. I think she's quick. And if Andrade is successful with getting her to the mat, this could be a tad lopsided. But on the other hand, it could be lopsided for Marina's favor if she could establish her range and volume. So it's a close fight. I'm leaning Andrade. I'm riding Andrade via decision.
I'm gonna be going with Andrade as well too myself. Gibby?
I'm going with that as well via decision.
Oh, well, we're all decision for Andrade. Yep.
Lock of the night, boys. No one wanted to add anything to that explanation. Was it that perfect?
I mean, you didn't give me a chance to, good sir.
Well, I just give my pick because I don't want Gibby to feel like he's got to go last. Let him catch up,
No,
Well-
I completely agree with you. I think Rodriguez just has no takedown defense, and I think it's probably going to go to the ground because Jessica's BJJ black belt. So yeah.
I
Why do you
think-
like Jessica?
I don't. The thing is, just Marina Rodriguez, I've seen her get beat before by better fighters like Amanda Lemos. I think Jessica Andrade, her sloppy hooks isn't going to be able to get the knockout, but I think it's going to be enough to damage Marina Rodriguez. She is pretty solid on the feet, I will say that, but that's all I give her. Just solid. Nothing crazy.
All right, we got our first lock of the night.
Next
Well,
fight.
yeah.
Jalen Turner
Noah's favorite
versus
fighter.
Renato Moicano. You keep saying that. I do like Turner, but
I know you do. That's what I'm saying. Dude, Turner's definitely the better striker between the two.
I've been very vocal about Renato Moicano has 0 knockouts. He's amazing grappler, but per his own words, he fell in love with the box. And he overuses that boxing, and that leads him to bad scenarios. He did take out guys like a Dober. He took out who else did he take out? That was a surprise he took out. Dober's the main one I'm thinking off the top of my head. But Jalen Turner's a tougher guy to take down. He went up against Mateusz Gamrot, and while Gamrot did indeed win that fight, it's arguable. It was close, and there was a lot of times where Turner was keeping up on the feet, which was surprising. And striking-wise, you got to give it to Turner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moicano's far superior to him on the mats, though. So that's you can definitely see, either way. Yes, Turner looks great in his last outing, but it only lasted 2.5 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen here. Moicano, has all the chops to get this fight to the ground and work for the position. Definitely has the chance to submit Turner. Had there been 10 to 15 more seconds on the clock in the second round of Turner's last fight, Hooker would have definitely submitted him. And I'd be happy to take the shot on the Manny Moicano this weekend at a near to 2-1 favorite. I also do love me that sub prop hanging at +50 I saw. So give me Moicano by submission in round number 2.
Oh, all right. All right. I'm surprised with that. I
Nice.
thought we'd be more in agreement with a lot of stuff, but I'm leaning Turner. I'm leaning Turner to get it done by decision, actually. I think Moicano's more so grindy style will keep it from getting finished, but I think he's going to get served pretty bad early on and lose the first couple rounds. Gibby?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning more toward the Turner side. I think he's going to win this fight. Do I see him getting a knockout or submission? That's the question. That's what I was on the fence on. Let's see. Has he finished anyone knockout submission round ones? Yeah, no, I'll go round 1 KO. He's got a few round 1 finishes, and that's what I had my earlier prediction. So yeah.
So you have
Round one.
Turner by KO, you said?
Yeah, Turner KO round 1.
Okay. All right. Now, next fight. Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez.
Disrespect. on the Yusuf
Lopez.
sides.
Oh.
But I definitely think he has a higher level experience and definitely the cleaner striker between the two of them. I definitely don't think Lopez will be able to get the fight to the ground effectively and use that BJJ advantage that we've seen in the past. And I think that will allow Yusuf to dictate the pace of the fight and the striking advantage. It wouldn't surprise me to see Yusuf find a knockout here either. I think Lopez being a tad overconfident and trying to put pressure on Yusuf is going to get himself in trouble. So I'm going to take Yusuf via KO round number 2.
Wow.
Fuck
I'm
Diego
actually
Lopez.
leaning towards you.
I fucking
Diego-
hate that cocksucker.
You hate him? Why do you
Yeah.
hate him?
Wow.
I hate the overconfidence. I hate people who get overconfident.
Dude, this is your third fight you went against him too. You're 0-2 with him. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Fuck him. Hey, do we know? Last week I was on a guy who I was also 0-2. Did I get that one or no? I don't
You did.
remember.
Yeah,
You
you
did.
did.
I did?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. I'm gonna redeem myself.
I see Diego Lopez. He is, I think, the more powerful striker, but he's chaotic and wild, and he has shot 0 takedowns in the UFC, despite being the much better and much more credentialed grappler. 0 takedowns. If this stays standing, Yusuf is the more composed fighter, and make no mistake, I said Lopez has more power. Sadiq is not far behind him. He can crack really badly, and I think if this stays standing, it's going to be a knockout for Yusuf. I'm going to give it Yusuf by round 2 KO, to be honest with you, because I think Lopez is going to keep it standing.
Yeah. Gibby?
Yeah, I'm definitely on the Yusuf side as well, but I wasn't thinking KO, guys. I was thinking decision. I mean, I agree with you guys with Diego being, reckless with his striking, with his wild striking.
How are we all on a dog?
I don't know. I there's some lines I feel really misplaced here, to be perfectly honest with you.
True.
Of a lot of these fights.
So now you guys got a lock of the night in Andrade by decision, and now you have a dog of the night by just money line Yusuf at plus money. And
Yusuf
you can get him at
money
plus
line.
116 right now. So there you go.
All right.
We can move on to Holly Holmes versus Kayla Harrison, coming from the PFL. First time seeing her in the UFC, and guess what we're gonna see? We're gonna see some domination.
If the fight happens.
Yeah, when I initially saw the odds for this fight, seamlessly, was like, all right, Holmes. No matter what tape study shows me, I'm going Holmes because the money line is too crazy. What do we say, Noah? If we're gonna bet a women's fight, dog or pass. But guess what? I looked at it some more, and I think when opponents are effectively able to get Holmes to the mat, she struggles there. And Harrison may be the most talented grappler Holmes has ever faced, I think, outside of Amanda Nunes.
Yep.
And she chose to strike. So imagine if Amanda took her to the ground, but found the knockout, got it done. Shevchenko and Tate are also among one of the best grapplers Holmes has faced, and she came up short against both of those. So they also combined only for 5 takedowns, and Holmes will clearly have the striking advantage, and no one's wanting to stand up with a 7-foot woman. So I definitely don't think it's the level at this stage in her career to compete and dominate someone who's, I believe, 6 years younger than her. So yeah, I'm leaning Harris. Give me Harris by sub, round number 1.
All the signs point to Kayla Harris to win this. All the signs point to that, yes. But is she gonna make 135? You forgot to neglect that. She's fought 145 once in her career, and yeah, she looked decent, but never 135. And Holmes said if she misses weight by half a pound, fight's off. It's done. No more. I don't like that. And I don't like her at that weight class. I don't know if she can get down 135. And that puts a lot of question marks, which makes me not as honest on it. But Holmes is too old. She struggles with grapplers. Harrison may have fought cans in the PFL, but she has the skills needed to beat Holly Holm. Holly Holm's coming off a loss as well, too. Kayla Harrison should win this, but I'm not super high confident. I don't think minus 500 or whatever she is sitting at. I think that's... But yeah, give me Kayla Harrison to win this by decision.
Yeah, I think she's going to get the finish, but I think it's going to be late. So give me submission round 3.
Have you guys seen the new era of custom UFC shorts now?
That's only for certain fighters, but they look really dope.
I like that whole situation with the pink and the Brazilian.
I like Max's
Even if it's just
shorts and Gaethje's black American flag shorts. Those look sick.
No, Wait Lee's look dope too.
Oh
See,
yeah,
like the
those are cool
Chinese,
too.
like the Dragon Ball Z looking things.
Ooh, I didn't see
Dragon
that.
Ball Z.
Well, you know me, I don't watch like the anime stuff like you guys.
It's Chinese, my dude.
Well, to me,
Anime's
it looks like
Japanese.
it looks the same. I'm sorry. Symbols.
Simple.
Symbols I associate. Like if you showed me a hieroglyphic in like Egypt, I'd probably be like anime.
Anime. Anime.
They're like, this is the tomb of King Tut. I'm like, what anime is he from? But we have what? Calvin Kattar versus Noah's favorite fighter, Aljamain Sterling.
That's
Noah?
actually very disaccurate. But yes, I'll lead off with this. The only negative or issue I see with Calvin Kattar at all is that leg injury. He's coming off a 1.5 year layoff, which is bad. But otherwise, I would like to point out 2 statistics that I'm surprised nobody is mentioning.
91% takedown defense rate.
And then let's look at takedown accuracy, though, for Aljamain Sterling. 24%.
Yeah. Not good.
So by that extension, it's safe to say this fight is probably going to be taking place in the feet. Are you going to take Aljamain Sterling with his sloppy striking style to beat Calvin Kattar on the feet? But the leg injury sours that fight. Like those like injuries or person coming off a bad knockout, like those like kind of things like sour the fight for me for a lot of these fights. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, Calvin Kattar, I think all day wins this fight. I'm sorry. I think Calvin Kattar is going to be the one to just piece up Aljamain Sterling. Maybe it goes to the mat like here or there, but I think Kattar will be intelligent enough to keep it standing. And if Aljamain Sterling goes in with a sloppy exchange like he did to O'Malley, Calvin Kattar will punish him like O'Malley did. So I really like Calvin Kattar in this matchup, and I am shocked he's the dog. I am stunned he's the dog. We're placing too much faith just because Aljamain Sterling was a champion.
Yeah, Kattar coming back from a significant injury, it's tough to build up a huge amount of confidence in Kattar. But if Kattar can come back and replicate his form like he did in his recent fights, this could be a really good matchup. I think he's definitely the clear better striker, and he has a 4-inch height advantage, but only a 1-inch reach. But I think the footwork ability of having the extra 4 inches is going to get him the edge. Sterling may struggle to get the wrestling going. You know, Kattar showcased that 91% defense Noah talked about, but most important for Kattar is to stay safe in the clinch situations where Sterling might be able to circle back and hop on it and control it from the rest of the round. I'm definitely leaning Kattar with Noah, using his footwork, striking defense, and range rest of the round. I'm going to lean Kattar here. But I may also end up passing and just seeing if Kattar has a prediction. I really don't like to touch guys who have injuries. So I don't think I'm putting money on him, but I'm going to take Kattar by decision. I'm
going to go Kattar decision, and same thing Waz said. I don't want to put money on it just because of that.
Guys, we got another lock here.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Yeah, I like to mention that Sterling's also moving up, too. So he was fighting last fight as bantamweight, now it's featherweight. And, yeah, I'm agreeing with Noah said. Just that takedown defense of Kattar up there, going to be on the feet, so Kattar decision.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Next fight.
Last fight on the prelims. I don't even know why, but
why is this on the
Yuri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. All right, This could easily be the main card. This could easily be on the main card, as we said.
This honestly should. There's no reason.
We all know the UFC prefers to give Bo Nickal some shine. He's got that Dana White privilege. Regardless, Noah, this is going to be a great fight for both guys. Great to see whether Prohaska can deal with the grappling heavy approach. I don't know who was the last guy he fought. Was that Glover?
Glover.
Yeah. And which has always been the issue that he has had with fights. I think the ground is where he struggles, even though he submitted Glover. That's insane.
Yeah, keep in mind, got up from his submissions and submitted him.
Yeah. Also great to see that Rakic can deal with the reckless power pressure of Prohaska and translate that into takedowns. If Rakic wasn't coming off an injury again and extended layoff, I'd entertain the idea of a lock of the night here. I really would. However, these two things, big thing consider, especially going up against a guy as chaotic and dangerous as Prohaska. I'm definitely leaning with Rakic to implement his grappling heavy style and Prohaska on his back. What did I say last time, Noah? Prohaska is an overrated fighter. He is not a good fighter. He is just some dude that they found in Europe, and they tried to make him the next Jan Blachowicz. He's just not it. So let's go ahead and take Rakic by decision.
I'm highly disagreeing with you immensely. You were just a hater on Yuri, and I just won't understand it. And going on Rakic, coming off a 2-year layoff, Rakic is a fighter who actively tries to not fight within a fight. You can't do that against Yuri. Against Yuri, you have to knock him out with a power shot, and Yuri's recovery is great. I think the Pereira stoppage was too early because Yuri was flash knocked out against Reyes, and then he went on to win that fight. I think that stoppage was too early. I absolutely think Yuri in this spot will just steamroll over Rakic, coming off the injury too. The only thing he has to worry about is leg kicks, but Rakic isn't finishing people. He finished Jimmy Manuel. Beyond that, he got beat by Volkan Oezdemir, who Yuri floored. He couldn't finish Anthony Smith. He had him dead to rights like Johnny Walker did. I just think Rakic in this spot is going to be too timid. Yuri's going to be in his face, constant pressure, and he's just going to absolutely piece him apart. Rakic has not looked good in these fights, and I don't think he's going to do well at all against Yuri Prohaska, to be honest with you. I'm taking Yuri by KO. I'm going to take it round 1. Easy.
Round 1. Yeah. I've been back and forth on this fight too. I just don't know what, you know. You know what? I don't like Yuri's durability with his legs. I mean, when he switched to southpaw, that's when it was like game over for him. So, I'm just gonna go. You know what? I'll just go my original pick, Rakic by decision.
Let's go, brother.
I missed my under on the Mavericks game by 1.
Yeah, I guess your method isn't as great as you thought it was, right? It's just gambling, Noah. It all ends up fucking us, buddy. Gambling is
by 1. Who scored 1 point?
It's your specialty, brother. All right. Noah's favorite fighter, Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage.
Keep saying that.
Can I just say we're gonna take Bo Nickel KO round 1. You guys could talk. I don't really care about this fight. It's gonna be mauling. It's gonna be mauling.
I think this is honestly a pointless fight.
It's just to warm it up and just whatever. Minus 3,000. What the fuck are we gonna talk about? Let's just move on.
Oh my god, awful.
I'm not touching this.
Gonna win?
I said KO round 1.
Oh, I think KO.
Yeah, I think he ground and
pounds.
pound. Yeah, it's gonna be round 1. I just think it's gonna be a ground and pound stoppage, personally. Submission's obviously on the table. That's the easy one.
You don't want to take Cody Brundage? You want to sprinkle some money on him? Hopefully get lucky?
No.
I mean, you got lucky last card. You got it 500% right last fight.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good.
We can move on to the next fight because that one's way more exciting.
Charles Oliveira versus Otto.
Wait, what did Gibby take in the Bo Nickel?
I'll just take KO round 1. No, you said sub round 1?
Sub round 1.
Gotcha.
No, change that shit to a KO, brother.
Oh, I'm going submission.
Well, at least, okay. Well, the Marlins just scored some points, so.
Bo Nickel only got hit 3 times in his UFC career, really?
Yeah.
I mean, how long were the fights?
That's
13 seconds. All right. Well, we got Charles Oliveira versus Arman
Tsarukyan.
There you go. Noah, why don't you go ahead? What do you have?
A lot of people are upset at the Charles Oliveira disrespect. All it does is it just makes me not want to bet it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like Arman Tsarukyan in this spot because I've been saying it for the longest time. Pure wrestling is a natural counter, I feel, to jiu-jitsu. You look at what Islam versus Charles Oliveira and even Chandler versus Oliveira. Chandler survived with Charles on his back just because he's a really good wrestler. I think Arman Tsarukyan, a guy who doesn't mind going to the ground, he will strike Oliveira. The only thing that worries me is Oliveira is the better striker. Both guys have no defense, really. But Oliveira is a better striker. But if Arman Tsarukyan could get that shot off, get him to the ground, he could absolutely hit him with ground and pound. The thing I'm really looking at is his elbows. Oliveira was cut with an elbow just recently, and Tsarukyan has some dangerous elbows. So that's something I really like in this spot.
What are you picking?
I'm going to be going Arman Tsarukyan by KO round 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm going round 1. He said in an interview he's going to get in round 1, so I'm trusting in round 1.
For Tsarukyan?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going Charles by decision.
By decision?
Yeah.
By this Charles.
Yep.
When's the last time you had a decision?
No,
Obi?
what? Do I need to explain myself to you?
Yes, you do.
every
That's
time?
what the podcast is for.
Dude,
But I just woke up and thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Charles Oliveira, very, very likely submission guy here. I just think they tussle on the ground. It's only 3 rounds, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if it was 5, I understand. I just think, dude, these guys talk about, oh, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Doesn't happen very often.
But Charles does.
he's so
Armin
skinny too.
does.
They're gonna
Charles
knock
got the
each
most
other
finishes in UFC.
out.
I think either guy. I personally, I could put this fight not going the distance is going to be juiced up. But I could put that as a lock of the night, to be honest with you.
Really?
You know what? This guy's my Hawkeye of the night too. Screw it.
Armin? Okay.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next?
All right. Next, we're going to have everyone's main event, the people's main event, Justin the Highlight Gaethje versus Max Blessed Holloway. This is the fight I like the most on the card because I alluded to it, but a lot of these, like, because this card is all hyped up because it has 10% of champions in UFC. Well, most of them are coming off injuries or losses. This one is 2 guys, an interim champ, technically BMF champ, versus a former champ. Both guys on win streaks. This is a solid fight. It's a violent fight. Holloway's never been knocked down, knocked out. Gaethje has 20 damn knockouts to his name. It's going to be a car crash. I know both guys are a lot more patient fighters now, but it's still going to be an absolute car crash. And I'm just trying to figure out who the hell is going to be on the worst end of it. I'm going to lean towards Gaethje, though. I think the size and his more patient approach will allow him to beat up Max Holloway, even though Holloway is moving up properly in weight class now. And I think he's probably the more polished striker. I just like Gaethje's power in this aspect, and he's not a bad striker. He took out Rafael Fiziev, for God's sake. So, what do you think, Watts? This is your favorite fighter. This is genuinely your favorite fighter.
Gibby? I want Gibby's take.
I want to mention that Noah Holloway's last fight, you got his 500% right.
I bet it too. That was some free money.
There you go. But for me, I'm probably gonna go Holloway decision.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that he moved up the weight class properly, which I saw the Instagram pictures. He did, and he's been working on his grappling game too. He's been shooting the takedowns against Korean Zombie this last fight. So. And I think I saw some pictures on his Instagram. He was just working out in like a gi. So usually you work on grappling your submission game with it, you know. So I think his submission game improved, and I think he's gonna try to take out. If he gets hurt a little, you're gonna try to shoot for the takedowns for Gaethje. And so, yeah, Waz.
So wait, you went Gaethje? What?
I went Holloway decision.
Your Holloway decision, but Noah went what? Gaethje?
I'm going Gaethje, and I'm going decision.
This is a 5 or 3?
5.
5.
BMF title fight, bro.
Max Holloway KO round 3.
I can't tell if he's serious or not. Really?
No, I am. Yeah, that's my pick.
Really?
Might change, but I gotta see the weigh-ins for this the main event. My stuff could change, but right now that's where I'm leaning. I didn't really do a whole lot of digging on it because it's just the guys are pretty similar. Yeah, I just think it's time, man. Guy's old. Time to let it go. He's gonna drop that chin and he's gonna get himself killed. That's what I think is gonna happen. And it's unfortunate because he is my favorite fighter, but that's what I think. I just see it. I dream it. I look at it. I just see a fucking just gets chinned. Something's telling me. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'll be the happiest in the room. Trust me, I'll be the happiest in the room. But I gotta see weigh-ins and see how everything goes the rest of the week. I'll finalize that, but that's where I'm leaning.
Damn, I didn't expect that. That's bizarre to me, but all right. Okay. Oh,
Noah's on an island all by himself.
wow. I thought for sure Gaethje would be a lock for a lot of us. I already have a bet for Gaethje over 2.5 and money line just to get him at plus money. But all right. I also have money on Miller and Yeti already, so. Okay, well, let's get on next to the co-main
Noah
event.
just saw a ghost.
I'm shocked.
Noah's literally shocked.
I thought for sure he was going to be all on Gaethje. Like, my God.
Hey, man, you got to be realistic.
I mean, I've done it before. I bet it, not bet, but I picked against Tom Aspinall in his last 2 fights. And that's
hey,
one
man,
of my
if
favorites.
Gaethje wins, more power to him. But
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
co-main event: Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. Why have people been putting so much money on Zhang recently? She went. I looked 2 days ago. She was minus 360. She's now bet up to minus
Minus
500.
500.
Yeah.
Weili by
Insane.
decision.
I actually like Weili to get the finish.
Yeah.
I think she's a very prolific finisher. Yan Xiaonan, she's really good with counters, but the main thing is 5 rounds. Yan, I think she could tire in the later rounds, and she could be open for a submission actually later on. So I actually like Zhang Weili to get it done by submission, to be honest with you. I think standing wise, yeah, Zhang may have some trouble though. I don't think minus 500 is warranted at all.
Yeah. I don't have a lot on this fight again. I just think, Weili, she's going to do some damage. I just don't see a finish. And as I always say, with women's fights, it's always usually a decision for me. So I'm just going to go take the decision on Weili.
Yang got knocked out by Carly Esparza. Who the hell is she? She has no power. So
Yang or Yan?
Yan.
Okay.
So give me Zhang Weili KO round 3.
Let's go, Gibby.
Okay.
We're all somewhere different.
What round you said for submission, Noah?
I'm gonna say rounds 4. Round 4. I like round 4.
All right.
All right. Next fight is the final fight. It is the main card. It is the main event of the evening.
I can't imagine how fucking far apart we're going to be here.
I already know. I already know damn well you guys are all on Alex Pereira. You like him way too much.
Way too much.
Flaws.
You know who's
do?
you love Dustin way too much. We do not care about.
I am realistic when Dustin could lose.
No, you're not.
In every single fight, I've said there's a chance Dustin could lose, but here's why I think he wins. And if Dustin fights Islam Makhachev,
All right, how is Jamal Hill gonna get it done, Noah? Tell us.
Jamal Hill, if his injury is the main thing that's worrying me, but if he's able to address
it's an Achilles, it hasn't been a year.
Yes, you're right. But Alex Pereira has very poor defense. A lot of people have really not been noticing that, but certain people have. Jan Blachowicz was tagging him. Yuri Prochazka was tagging him. And do I need to remind you of what happened at this event? Do I need to remind you what happened at 287? You were there, Waz. We were both there. I think Jamal Hill, one of the main things he does really good is he keeps long. And he does really good with alternating power shots in between his combinations. And I think he can catch Alex Pereira. He just needs to be wary of that damn left hook and the leg kicks. The left hook, I think he can dodge or skeeter by, but the leg kicks is what truly worries me because of the Achilles. That's why I'm not betting this main event. But pick-wise, I like Jamal Hill a lot in this spot, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I'm going to take round 2 KO.
I just think people don't know who Jamal Hill is because as soon as he became champion, he just kind of disappeared and got hurt, and then we just haven't seen him. So
I've watched all his fights. I watched him on Contender
He's
Series.
a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I just think he's too emotional, and you can't be emotional when it comes to fighting. So that's why I'm taking Alex Pereira KO. I'm taking KO round 3. So yeah, I just don't like emotional fighters.
Yeah, I think Kobe's doctor, when he tore his Achilles or something like that, is same doctor for Jamal Hill. He gave the old gold for that, so I'm going Hill by decision.
Wow. Okay. I will also mention I have not seen the lines, but this fight to not go the distance is one of my locks. Like if I could say a preemptive lock, I would put any money on that if it's anywhere near. I'd put a good bit of money on that if it's minus 200 something.
Why don't for this event, you guys want to do something different for this event?
You say that every time.
Why don't we
say yes? And
why don't we? I'm just saying. Well, now that we're doing it live here, we have to stick to it. Why don't we do like a 15-minute quick rundown on Friday night once the weigh-ins and everything happens, and just be like, hey, we're just gonna bang out the picks. Yeah, and give picks and parlays. That way people have time. Especially for a card of this size, I think it'd be nice. Nothing like we're not doing that for fight nights, but maybe for like bigger cards, we can do something like that. Because people listen to this, and then, like I said, our opinions change, weigh-ins change things, fights are never dropping out. Well, you should sometimes. It's for the better. But yeah, maybe we'll do that this week for the 300 just to see. Because what if Holly Holmes doesn't fight, or the weight cut looks horrendous? You know, like.
Oh, that's the main thing I'm looking at. Oh my
so
god.
that may be a better value on Holly Holmes if she makes weight but just looks really bad. We might just take that too. So it's exactly what happened to Saint Denis. He was dehydrated. That's why he lost.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Gibby, you want to go into the game and how we did last week?
Yeah, last week we did all right. Noah had 14 points. Was you had 10? I had 9.
Jesus, that was terrible.
That was bad. Actually, none of us were in the 20s. I thought we did okay.
No.
I love how when we all suck,
20.
we all suck, and when we're all good, we're all good. There's never like one person has a crazy week.
No, I had an awful week once, and you guys killed me. Remember that?
I did. I think that was the one week I had actually the most 20, and you guys had like 10 and 9 or something.
I had less than that. I had like 4. Didn't
you
I?
did
Yeah,
have
4 one week, yeah. But overall, now Noah's in the lead. He's at 223. You're not too far behind at 221. And I'm at 192.
No, we gotta come pick it up. Drop it back off.
I'm driving over right now.
So the fights that you got right. You had
Charlie.
Charlie. You only got one right. You had Charlie Campbell decision. I had one fight 100% right too, and it was Chepe by decision.
Had him KO round 1.
And Noah had 2 fights right.
Ooh.
Yeah, Norma Dumont decision, and then Cesar Almeida KO round 2.
I hate you start from the bottom, go upwards.
Imagine if we
started from the bottom. Now we're
Imagine if we knew the results ahead of time that we fucking locked in, just made a parlay.
If we knew them ahead of time, I think we'd make a lot of money if we did things ahead of time.
Dude, Gibby's literally been over here like losing parlays to like minus 500 legs when the other like plus 1200s have hit for him back-to-back weeks. Yep. It's so sad. All right. Well, Gibby, you want to say bye to the people?
I guess so. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Boy.